What up, what up, what up, what up, guys? It's your girl, Rara Butterfly, here to do your daily message. Whenever you catch a video, this reading is for the Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, North Node, Venus, anywhere in your chart. If the message does resonate for you guys, you know what to do. Hit the like, comment, subscribe button if you want to personally use the description box down below. And we're going to go ahead and jump right on into it, okay? What up, y'all? How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? I hope everybody's having a very blessed week this week. Hope you guys are feeling your best, looking your best, speaking your best, thinking your best. Okay. Most of all, Virgo, I hope you guys are getting rest. I hope you guys are really starting to, understand the value of really being able to pull back your energy. Really being able to hone in on what's important, what's of value, what needs a reaction, what emotion to use when you're giving a reaction. Because a lot of you guys, Virgo, I'm hearing the word not just evolving. You already have evolved, but now you're starting to elevate. Okay, Virgo? So congratulations to you guys. If it's not you, Virgo, it could be people around you. Okay, there. Even if it is an. Well, I get tongue tied right there. Even if it's an enemy, Virgo, if they're starting to evolve and elevate, that means that that's less worry on your plate. If that makes sense. Okay. Now, Virgo, when I started channeling the energy and something trying to get me off tune, but we're going to keep rocking with it because y'all know how real Virgos and real Rise do. I stand 10 toes on it, so it is what it is for the birds in the back. But let's keep it rocking, Virgo, because, you got some that are crows, you got some that are pigeons, you got some that are eagles, you got some that are hawks, and you got some that are owls. And that's the same message that I was about to give you guys when I was about to break down this reading here. Okay, Virg. But what I was going to tell you is that, back into what I was saying before I got a little crisscross there, is that even if you have enemies, Virgo, that's elevating in life, even if your enemies think that they're doing something to you in life that's demoting you or putting you down, Virg, don't worry about it. Because your maturity, your elevation, your growth is speaking for a lot of things that you don't have to say. And it gives me that message that I was going to give you guys of what I was channeling here, is that somebody here, I feel like somebody has a very stern voice. You don't have no raw voice, okay? And if you do, kudos to you, because I love mine. But I feel like somebody, when you get on the phone, you be like, hey, yo, what's up? Like, somebody has a very stern tone voice. Now, there is a difference between having that monotone voice where you have the science teacher that just speaks like, hey, class, this is how we're doing today. This is what we're going to discuss today. We're going to talk about the politicals and the dynamicals and the... Okay. Then you have a person that maybe every time you talk to them, Virgo, they're very calm and they keep it going. But they might, anytime you push the right button, or if they had enough, they might turn into who you really thought they was. Or they might show you that side of who they really could be. You get what I'm saying? Then you have people that love to play this tone. They do everything. They play the monotone. They play the how you doing tone, show you who I am tone, and then they go into the tone of, well, you guys, I never did anything. I'm hearing political stature, okay? So somebody who knows how to run it. But to get back into what I was saying, Virgo, and I hope this makes sense, and if it don't, it don't, because I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I ain't afraid to admit that, yes, I'm a little bit of ADD. Shit, when I was in motherfucking kindergarten or first grade, the teachers told my mama that. And she said, no, she just need a whooping. So I'm not ashamed to admit. And that's something that I feel like goes into this whole thing that we're talking about when it comes to reading, right? Virgo, you're not ashamed to admit. That's what's going to make your voice so powerful. It's not just about having a stern voice. It's also about that, Virgo, whatever you're saying is truth. It's real. It registers. It resonates. It don't have to be with the person next door. It could resonate with the person 4 or 5 blocks down the street. But there's more people 4 or 5 blocks down the street that register and resonate than what you're saying than the people in your same neighborhood. So I hope everything that I'm saying to you guys makes sense. I'm all over the place. Yes, I am crazy. Yes, I am. I do have different sides to me. But one thing about me is that the only person that can put me in a box is me. So that's when it comes back into this reading, Virgo, because before you can start speaking to a crowd, you got to know who you are. You get what I'm saying? And people want to start trying to manipulate the scene to make people not know who they are, believe who they are, but yet they want to go and imitate. Yet they want to go and mimic. Yet they want to go and have influence on other people not to deal with certain people. So things speak for itself. And Virgo, some of you guys, your character is speaking for itself, and it has nothing to do with evolving. It has everything to do with elevating. Some of you guys feel like, okay, I'm still in a position where I should be elevating. I already evolved. I already elevated. Maybe I'm being pushed back to something. But Virgo, what you're being pushed back to is using your voice, speaking your truth. Because when you speak your truth, Virgo, I'm going to tell you, when you didn't really been through some shit in life, speaking truth is not being paid for it. It's not, you won't even really be able to live a lie. You won't be able to create a lie, live a lie, get a storyline, start beef with nobody. The only thing that you really will be able to do is speak your truth, and you don't want $1 for it. You just want to be heard. Now, the importance of what I'm saying, that some of you guys, your voice, that sternness, whoever you are, you're going to rule a nation. Okay, Virgo, and it's not based off of you get on the internet and see what people are doing, you see what people are saying, you start beef, you're trolling, you're gonna rule a nation. It gives me a vibe of, I ain't gonna lie, like Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, and Oprah Winfrey. Like somebody giving me a vibe that you're going to have a very, very, very powerful nation behind you, or very powerful people behind you, but not in the aspect of this is about money, this is about politics. It's going to be everything about speaking and standing on truth, standing on business. You get what I'm saying? Minding the business that pays you, minding the business that saved you, minding the business that you know you want to put the work in. That's what I'm getting here, Virgo. This is not evolving for some of you guys. This is not even being elevated for some of you guys. This is not even being enlightened for some of you guys. For some of you guys, you walking a path, it's like you walking it like a dog, okay? Like when people say, I'll walk you like a dog, or you got a dog on a dog leash, that's what I'm really getting here. Some of you guys could really own a dog, and it could be a very big dog, not no little bitty dog, not no dog that you don't have to pay much mind to. And not just saying this because I have a white dog, but some of you guys could have a white dog. These are channel energy. So whoever that said I'm done, to the little boo, I don't even need to look at the comments, because I'm rocking today. We rocking today. You either get it or you don't. Okay, we here to uplift. We here to provide. We here to change society. We not here to do all this back and forth on the internet. Okay, speaking on to, like I said, whoever you are, it's not about if you actually spiritually have a dog, but you could actually really have a white dog, okay, a white pet. And for me, if you go back into all of time, when it comes to mythology, when it comes to wherever, you always hear about certain animals. Okay, Virgo, you'll hear about the dog, the three-headed dog, or you'll hear about the beast or whatever. So for me, Virgo, some of you guys, you actually do possess a spirit animal that maybe you don't, you didn't pick and choose. You may be somebody that never loved dogs, never loved cats, never loved frogs, never loved rats, never loved snakes, never loved birds, never loved whatever it may be. But all of a sudden, you have been sent something, and because that animal that was sent to you and the heart that you have, you gave it love. Okay, it may not have been what everybody else qualifies as love, but you gave a love to that sheltered being, okay, Virgo? Whether it's a human or a pet, whether it's a gift or it's just something you ran across, right, Virgo? So another message that I'm getting for you guys is that, Virgo, somebody else's red flags don't have to be yours. Somebody else's boundaries don't have to be yours. Somebody else's non-negotiables don't have to be yours. Okay? But when you realize who's worthy of being in your presence, Virgo, when you realize what you're worthy of doing, you'll start realizing, okay, but my non-negotiables that's mine. Your non-negotiables are yours. We can come to a compromise. Now, if somebody's not willing to compromise at all, now it's war. Now, it don't have to necessarily be war, Virgo, but I feel like a lot of you guys are really learning to speak more with your words than your hands. Speak more with your words than your threats. Speak more with your silence than showing up in your best, if that makes sense. Okay, Virgo? A lot of you guys are getting down to the nitty-gritty of what is the problem. Let's get to the root, because roots can go from anywhere. Okay, that's why the same way that you go from the root and the ground up, vegetable up. If I go plant a tomato at a certain time, that don't mean that's the same time I can go plant roses. If I want to go plant this cabbage, that don't mean just the same way that I sprinkle dust over here on the spinach gonna make sense, even though they both green, hearty vegetables. You get what I'm saying? So, Virgo, you don't have to have the same boundaries as somebody to respect somebody. So that's where it takes me back to the notion of there are different type of prophets in this world, Virgo. You got a prophet that might be somebody that leans on prayer. You got a prophet that might be somebody that leans on compassion. You got a prophet that might lean on being a rebel and being bold. You got a prophet that might be able to embody all of those and still be calm in their message. Okay? But one thing about it, being monotone, that ain't got nothing to do with nothing. If I can keep character, then I'm breaking the rules of God. Because God didn't create us to be around here like walking around like we in some type of motherfucking what is the word that I'm looking for? Utopia. He didn't create us that everybody feels the same, everybody look the same, everybody in society do the same exact thing. No, God created us individually. And that's why whoever that I am speaking to, I don't care who tries to confuse you, what's trying to sway you, understand that you are important. Understand that you are divine. Understand that you are not alone. Understand that all you got to do is start being yourself, making your own lane. You ain't got, just because you relate to somebody that's in tarot, don't mean you got to start tarot. Just because you relate to somebody that's putting a message up on their television, don't mean you got to start giving yours. What it means that when it's your time, be ready to shine. When it's your time, already be standing on that, so that platform is already built for you. Don't just get up and jump into it when it's already being influenced. You get what I'm saying? You want it your way. You want to create a role and a narrative that is based off of you and nobody else. And a lot of you guys, that's the stamp that you're approving people with. Because a lot of people right now, Virgo, you got to understand they're looking for approval. And somehow, some way, you know, you can have the Libra that might be the judge, right, Virgo? Because in astrology, that's what we hear about Libra. They're the justice of the zodiac, right? But before the judge, things get to a judge, it has to go through Libra. Now, I mean, Virgo. Now, if Libra is the judge and it got to go through Virgo, and the judge don't like Virgo, what's going on here? If the judge can get information passed through the Virgo, then what's going on here? It's almost like if Virgo, if you the prosecutor and Libra the judge, then you would think that the judge gonna do not just right by Virgo, but do right by law. Okay? But it's a difference when the judge, who is in a different power, starts wanting to play games with the prosecutor, start wanting to get involved with the defendant, start having relationships with plaintiffs, start having relationships with people that got their hands in dirty ways, so they can't speak the same. So they voice is very what? Monotone. Okay, Virgo, stick with me. I hope you guys are understanding the message. And if you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. We ain't got time for speculators, naysayers, and haters and investigators. Okay. So Virgo, what a lot of you guys are experiencing, and what's so crazy is what I'm hearing is politics. Politics of not just you in the courthouse every day, and we know that a lot of these people on social media, they graduated from what SUV law school degree, CSI, I think I'm a spy degree. 1999 on verified.com degree. So Virgo, what you starting to realize is the politics of it. The politics. And I'm going to tell you that, Virgo, if it wasn't no weight behind your name, people wouldn't even see you as somebody that can infiltrate. They wouldn't see you as somebody that they have to destroy before you get there. They wouldn't see you as somebody that knows more than you should. They wouldn't see you as somebody that, Virgo know my secret, so now I got to go tell a lie on Virgo. They would see you as somebody that, yeah, you my right-hand man. Because if they were a true prophet, if they were a true leader, if they had impeccable skills as what you are exhibiting, Virgo, then they would see you as somebody as a hand in game. No matter what comes with it, I'm going to defend it. No matter if we go to head to toe with anybody, I know having you on my side is better than losing you. And that is the war that America is going through right now, Virgo, that a lot of people cannot speak on, because people say, well, okay, well, people can do this and do that, but people can't do shit because of the tie that they have with America. And America has built the ties that they have built, that where if you touch one, now you touching everything that you got involved in. It was all about power moves. And Virgo, you guys aren't, those that I am speaking to, you're not trying to be in a power position. You're standing on straight principle. You standing on business. You standing on roots of ground and family and legacy and history. Whether it's you grew up in the same neighborhood and now you a doctor, you a lawyer, you an officer that's governing that neighborhood, that's providing to that neighborhood. Whether you the neighborhood, motherfucking candy dealer, but you still look back for your neighborhood. You stand on something, and it's a principle. And therefore, when you see somebody or you recognize what it is, they don't have to be from the same code. They don't have to look just like you. You're going to stand on the same business regardless. So I can shake hands with Bob, and I can shake hands with Shaquisha, and I can shake hands with Lindy at the end of the day. I'm not trying to be controversial or rude when I come to names. I'm giving you guys an example of what I am saying. Somebody here that's going to lead a way, and at the end of the day, it's respected no matter where you go. Wherever God places you, you're going to exhibit or exude this amount of leadership. You can lead anywhere. The leadership skills are impeccable. And let me tell you, it's ruffling feathers of people that got crowds. It's ruffling feathers of people that got millions of billions of dollars. So people can be telling you, oh, you gonna be a millionaire. Fuck being a millionaire. You about to lead nations. People are telling you, oh, you ain't gonna be shit. Yeah, because that what you gonna be, they're trying to coexist. They're trying to mimic. They're trying to go ahead and do it before you can, because if you wasn't gonna be shit, I would never waste the time to tell you that unless I wasn't shit at all, unless I knew you was gonna be something. So I'm telling you that a lot of you guys, this is not about maturity, this is not about growth, this is not about elevation, this is not about being exposed, this is not being about somebody exploiting you, this is not having exposure. This is where God planted you, and when it was your time, you were gonna be seen. When it was your time, you were gonna be heard. The part that they miss is that when God planted you in that spot, that it wasn't gonna be, it was no way for you to be missed. It's like God growing you in the concrete of nothing, growing plants in the midst of nothing. It's like that movie Breathe with Jennifer Hudson. And remember, they couldn't live on earth without oxygen. And she had her faith. She went out. Everything went against her morals. She lost her daughter. She had to go on faith. She had to rely on what she thought, what she knew. But it might not have ever been true. But at the end of the day, when she was in her worst place, she seen growth in the smallest place, in a place it should have never even been. In some pebbles. But the most significant part about that movie, if you ever seen that movie, Breathe, Breath, whatever it was called, is that when she was there, she found her husband dead. She knew he was dead. She knew she knew her habitat, the habitat that he left for them. It can only hold 2 people. She knew the mission, and she kept it going, though she couldn't explain it to her daughter. You get what I'm saying, Virgo? But what she did was, when she went out there on faith, when she seen what she had to do, when she realized it's bigger than just me and my daughter, but I'm still going, I gotta move. However God made her move, she had to move. On the broken leg and all. Got lost there and all. Didn't know what was going on, and really it was a sham if you really just have seen the movie. But to get back to that point, she found her husband. The girl left her, told her she got to go back for the daughter. She going to come back for her. Now, she didn't know if that woman kept her word. The woman did keep her word. She made it back to the shelter where her daughter was at. Okay, the living space where her daughter was at. Then she got killed. You get what I'm saying? In the midst of that, where there was no life, where you couldn't even breathe, where she had been growing vegetation, the same place, a few steps away from where she found her dead husband, who had dedicated his life to that, she found life in vegetation with a little plant. Now, if you haven't seen this movie, what I'm saying may not make no sense to you, okay? But for those of you guys that get it, you get it. So there was life. And once she seen that little bit of hope, guess what? She was already prepared, had her car with, it didn't need no real charging system. All it needed was light from the sun to recharge it. And all she needed was a little bit of energy to make it to her daughter. And she did that. Now, because she had taught her daughter a certain way to think, because maybe she didn't tell all of the truth to the daughter, but she gave her daughter enough of the truth to understand you pick your own choice. My rights might not be your rights. My boundaries may not be your boundaries. How you do it may not be what it is. But if you my sister, not just my daughter because you came out of me, but God sent, when you know when God has sent you something, God has sent you something, it's different. That woman was willing to, what her daughter was left in the living space, shelter, whatever you want to call it. She was left there on a whole bigger belief that parents, this day and time, we will not, we can't admit, we can't address. This is why sometimes Virgos and people who listening, you know that your parents did certain shit, and if you bring it up right now, they're going to tell you, girl, I didn't do that. Man, you lying. That never happened. Okay, that's why sometimes people get in certain positions and they already try to plot it into, well, look, I did what I tried to come after they already did what they did. I can't make that make sense. But if you ever seen What If, I'm getting that in my head as well. Okay, What If on Netflix. But back to what we was getting here, Berg. At the end of the day, it was a test of faith, no matter young, small, whatever. That had to be, that there was a foundation there started, a belief there started. The little girl in the movie that I'm talking about when it comes to breath or breathe or whatever, right? she was calling for her dad every day. She was working on something that he instilled in her and that he taught her. Okay, but she also was dealing with her mother. She also, was dealing with foreign situations. Now, they had boundaries, they didn't get along, but at the end of the day, it stood on principle when the attack actually came. So for me, Virgo, you're in a situation where, yeah, it's no surrender. It's not about retreat. But baby, if you attack me at my front door, it's whatever come with it. And what people seem to have misunderstood, Virgo, is that you have a lot more people behind that back door than people actually thought. You have a lot more people that stand in front of you before people can ever reach you. And this is what's making it difficult. And this is also what's going to make you step outside of that box and make you different, because not only are you going to break through a crowd of people that's trying to protect you because they love you, Virgo, but they also standing in the way. You got to deal with this battle regardless if you want to or not. You get what I'm saying, Virgo? So you got the people that love you that's standing in the way, but also when you get past those people, you also got a crowd of people that want to attack you, a crowd of people that may not even know you, that's just following the crowd. They don't know which way to go. But Virgo, the way that you're going to use your voice is going to the way that you're going to be able to calm the noise in whatever situation that you're in, man, it is impeccable. It is unexpected. Explainable. It is something that is going to be notarizable. Okay, notarizable. I don't even know if that's a word, but it's going down in the books of history. Does that make sense? Okay, Virgo, this is not about being the next man, the Jesus, the whatever. You are a prophet for some of you guys. You don't need no cards. You don't need no man. You don't need no friend. You don't need no bottle. You don't need nothing. You're going to click in every time because this is what you were brought here to do. It's not chosen. You were brought here to do it. So under any circumstance, you're going to really succumb any man. Under any circumstance, you're going to be able to be the man and woman that you're supposed to be. Period. At that time, if you're meant to win, you're meant to win. If you meant to lose, you meant to lose. But if you still here, the opportunity still arises for you guys, Virgo. So a lot of you guys, you live in proof. That's what I'm hearing. So being living proof, Virgo, you're going to be able to use your real truth, Virgo, and you're going to be able to rule a nation, Virgo. You're going to be able to change society, Virgo, because a lot of you guys, we have been really, what we are being taught is to believe that social media is killing the brain cells. No, what social media is doing is overstimulating brain cells. Does that make sense? Because Virgo, if I have an understanding of here, if I wasn't meant to see no past here, and I got the ability now to see this and believe this, and now you got people that's down here making decisions for people that was already up here to influence people that's up here because they want to make sure they keep the people that's right here influencing everybody else, then Virgo, you got to understand, it's not dimming shit down. What it's doing is making a motherfucking pyramid scheme. It's making money. What it's doing is causing people to be in a utopia. What it's doing is causing people to believe that this is the right way. This is the way to society. This is how you should do it. If they do this, you should do that. If your person says this, that's a red flag. But the truth of the matter is, Virgo, that is far from the matter. If that was the case, we wouldn't be able to see Trump in prison right now. If that was the case, we wouldn't be able to be pulling up dirt on all these different celebrities, because I'm telling you, those that want power, Virgo, they have no moral compass. Those that want real ultimate money to be able to rule the world, they don't give a fuck about nobody. So you got to be able to separate yourself from being an influencer on the internet for what I see, and an influencer on the internet for being me. Because if not, Virgo, what you're influencing is what that person at the top of the chain wants to be influenced. So a lot of you guys could be stepping away from social media. You don't need that. That don't feed you. That don't drive you. Even though you still have your platform, even though people still gonna maintain their love and loyalty to you, you find yourself stepping away from a lot of things, Virgo. It's like, does it really serve me? How is it serving me if it drains me? How is it serving me when I don't have peace? How is it serving me when people want to beef with me? So you're starting to realign your priorities, and as you do that, you're building a voice. You could speak with no prompter. You could speak without nobody asking. You could think of what a person is going to do before they even think about it. But when it comes down to it, you have to understand that, Virgo, that could be a red flag for people that's dealing with people that didn't dealt with like that because they're trying to get into that world. See, when you're already in that world, a lot of people understand. A prime example, I don't know if you guys watched the latest movie with Johnny Depp, but he fell in love with his mistress, okay? I don't know what it was called. I think it's something Barry the Boo or something like that. But he fell in love with his mistress, right? And he had 3 daughters. His wife had passed away, and the daughters, they were very smooth. They couldn't stand it, and they could say whatever. You know, even before he had passed away, his grandson, who was going to be, named the next king, who was next to the throne, he was going to marry Marie Antoinette. And when Marie Antoinette came in, she went based off of the sisters and was like, okay, we just not going to like the mistress. We going to get her, out of way. It never worked. They still had to bend, though, at the end of the day, the sisters and them. But it's like, it's what come with it. Those women couldn't be touched unless the king himself had said something. And when he came and said something, the craziest thing in the movie, y'all, is that when he came and checked it with Marie Antoinette and his daughters that was acting Snoopy against his mistress, right? He came in the room and said nothing at all. And the next day, they in there trying to eat cake. So if you understand what I'm saying, and I know it may be all over the place, but real teaching is not going to be for everyone's understanding. You either get it or you don't. That's why you got people that fail first grade and people that fail motherfucking 12th grade or can't get past it. You got people that decide not to go to college, but they end up being some of the most successful people in the world. You got people that had to go to college in order to get to where they wanted to go, their own dream and belief. Okay, and that's when they became some of the most successful people in the world. So my message that I'm getting for you guys is that somebody here, man, you're going to be like the next Oprah Winfrey. You're going to be like the next, I wouldn't say Malcolm King, I wanted to say Malcolm King. Martin Luther King or Malcolm X here, right? Somebody's last name could be King, somebody's name could be Malcolm. But I do feel, male or female, that somebody here, you're going to embody a nation, and not off of money, not off of politics, off of real principle, man. And this is something that you don't have no choice but to respect. People gonna follow you. If they listen from start to finish, they gonna follow you. You're going to have a lot of people that can only listen to the first 5 minutes without getting offended. You're going to have some people that listen the whole hour and a half just to have something to say. But you're going to have more people that listen without even thinking about listening, wasn't even trying to listen, that's going to click in and feel what you're saying because it's real, because it's truth, because it needs to be heard. And when I say that you're going to lead a nation, not just lead a nation, you're going to walk through nations with people with their hands up. It's almost giving that a king, queen, Jesus like presence walking through rooms. You get what I'm saying? It's unfortunate that now at this day and time we gotta reference Oprah Winfrey and Jesus in the same box, but that is the same thing that God came in to bring Jesus about, to understand that there is division between God and King. There is division, but yet we are all the same. If God didn't want it, he would have never allowed it to begin with. And that's what you gotta understand about governing your neighbor. That's what you have to understand about respecting your neighbor. They don't have to look like you, but if God made that person be right next door to you, if God brought that person into your life, then now you have a responsibility for yourself and your reputation, not for others, but with God, that you got to stand on. See, it's a lot of fools walking around that do not know God, and that's okay. Because if you don't know Him, you can't really be blamed. You know, but one day you're going to have to understand Him. But for those of us that really do know God, it's not much that we have to say. We don't have nothing to prove. That does not exclude, or that does not mean that you're not going to have times where you in the flesh, where you feel like I have to address certain things. And let me tell you, being in the flesh and addressing certain things does not take you from the threshold or the hand of God. Sometimes God allows certain things to come your way, and He keep triggering you and bringing it to you because He wants you to address it, because there's nobody like you that's going to be able to get it through. It's about boldness. A lot of people keep talking and walking. I'm walking the faith with God. I'm talking about God, so I'm showing y'all how I live. And I can post every day, and I can give you a sermon every day, and I can tell you what this means and that means and what God told me to tell you. But when they get behind the screen, what life are you living? And see, one thing about it, a prophet is going to live the life in and out of a screen. A prophet is going to live the life with no screen at all. Anybody that meets them will be anointed. Anybody that meets them will appreciate it. Anybody that meets them, they're going to need them. See, a prophet understands, I'm not the package, but I have to be delivered. I'm the mailer. I'm the sender. Something has to be delivered. Now the package is up on you. Because the prophet don't come in how you need and what you think. A prophet don't come and speak things from the mother effing Bible. A prophet comes in and prophesies something that has not happened. A prophet comes in and tells you about some things that nobody else could tell you. Now, prophets have been labeled as witches. Why? Because if you believe in the Bible as those that say they do and get up on my page and cause a riot, if you believed in the Bible, you would understand that Jesus was only killed and hung because they were saying He was a prophet. But before Jesus, there was His mother. Before Jesus, there was Moses. So we can keep it going and going and going. Before Jesus, there was Noah. So which way and what are you trying to say? Religion was built off of people thinking that they're kings and queens. How do we rule things? How do we have power? How do we have control? Those that are free, you know that I'm free to speak because I get if this was the olden days when they used to chop the heads, I get my head chopped before I give up my belief. And there were many in our ancestry who went through that path. We don't talk about them. We talk about slaves every day, and that's our ancestors. Our grandparents every day, that's our ancestors. But we don't talk about those people that really walked the walk, talked the talk, and really was on the dog chain for real, with their head cut off and crucified for believing in God. Did Jesus come around and say it was Christianity that He was preaching? No, He said He was coming around to talk about God. He was coming around to show that it's real. That's what it was. Did Hercules come around and say that he was a king and he was made of A, B, and C? No, he did not. He came in and made us the spirit, have man, have God, and it is what it is. When my time is time, I'm going to show up. I could be the bomb then, but when my time is time, I'm the hero with my captain on, and I don't need a crown, but I'm going to get it anyway because of the crowd. Virgo, that is the stance that you are walking on. And you don't need 10,000 people behind you. I'm telling you, baby, it's going to be one. And it ain't even got to be one, but one going to multiply into 10. 10 going to multiply into 100. And I ain't talking about one from one place, this place, or the other. I'm talking about one in every step that you take, there's 10. I'm talking about every 2 steps that you take, it's another 100. This is not about convincing nobody that they are it. This is about reminding somebody, yeah, don't quit. We can rhyme all day with it, but this is real, Virgo. This is real. This is real. This is passion. This is how somebody should fight for you, Virg, when they love you. When I say that I love you, it don't matter if we know each other. I'm talking about flesh to flesh, neighbor to neighbor. Virgo, when I say that I love you, I'm going to fight for you this way. I'm going to raise my voice. I'm going to raise hell for you this way. Because there's an empathy inside of me that gets it. But there's also, Virgo, a real woman who been through it. That understand, Virg, you wouldn't even be acting this way. You wouldn't even be saying these things. You wouldn't even be feeling these ways if there was not something real behind it. Because right now we got a lot of people living fake ass lives, ignoring a lot of real shit when it comes to life. So for those of you guys that did not fall for the facade, yes, you may have entertained the circus. Yes, you may have watched and felt like you were sitting back wasting your life. I'm telling you, Virgo, when your time comes, it comes. You may not have got the Chanel bag this birthday season. That don't mean 10 years down the road, you ain't gifting your kids with them same wishes and things that you wish you could have bought yourself. And at the time that you do it for your kids 10 years down the road, Virgo, man, you gonna understand. Your children will have the understanding the value of it. So you raising children that's not falling for the same motherfucking generational curses. You raising children that's not falling for the same shenanigans they see on TV. You raising children that want to grow up and still be something that exemplifies leadership. I don't care what we do on here. I'm going to tell you this right now as a content creator. Don't none of us own no rights the moment that we go on here. Zeus Network then got so big, I promise you they answer to somebody. Now That's TV or Now That's TV, they answering to somebody. So until we have people that's paving the way and creating platforms, stepping out of the box, doing stuff differently, to where we having real rights and ownerships, and we got people being placed in positions to where we gonna stand on, you ain't taking that away. You ain't eating off of that today and still trying to run up off my plate. You ain't finna do that today. Because that's what's been going on for so long. And shout out to the Native Americans that did not sell no soul. The only ones that they made these people stand on the treaty. I'm talking about every motherfucking continent that you think of. It's a respected treaty. And I'm telling you, the ones that's really planted soul and planted seeds in the soil, you got to think for real, to have real Native American DNA inside of you in this day and time. If you can go through the wherever you stay at and get real papers for being a part of the nation, man, stamp on it and use your whatever credits and whatever they giving you, use it. They don't want me to tell y'all, but y'all know what I'm saying. Use it, because it was the only land that stand on it in all these nations. And that's why I'm saying that soil that they planted, these are my trees, these are my roots, these are my lands. You're going to respect it We can turn it up at any time. These were people that was praising the land before anybody stepped on it. They was in that land planting seeds. And let me tell you what they're saying is that, yeah, these ancestral seeds still exist. This ain't even about ancestral seeds. Do not forget where the seed is, where it laid, and what anything that I laid that seed in, anything that produces of it is mine. They can mow it away all they want to. They can put concrete all they want to. At the end of the day, it sinks like soil. It sinks like mud. It sinks like quicksand. It sinks like whatever plan that anybody has. Because I'm telling you, when you have a historical calling on your name, when you have something in your blood that's in your vein, it's gonna feel strange. You're not gonna be one that's going to be liked, but you will be respected. And a lot of you guys are learning the honor of power, earning the honor of power as well. And it sucks to be this way, but this is the way that you have to be in order to be this leader. Because like I said, your leadership skills are impeccable. Your leadership skills are impeccable. Every morning that you wake up, Virgo, instead of telling yourself bad things, I want you to start telling yourself everything good about yourself. But I made it though. You're beautiful. I want you to start looking at yourself naked in the mirror, staring at yourself and giving yourself that praise, that acceptance. I want you to start standing in the mirror and start talking like you talking to a crowd, Virgo. And then when you start doing that, I want you to start voice recording it, Virgo. And when you start doing that, Virgo, get on the, if you got to just take it from the video, the mirror to a video, get on the video. But some of you guys, you realize how you trying to represent yourself, how you're trying to build yourself. Some of you guys, it's confidence steps that you're taking, and that's okay. As long as you getting comfortable with being you putting yourself outside of the box. But like I said, some of you guys have been seeing the number 6-4, or you've been seeing 4-4-4. Some of you guys seeing 3-3, 12-12, 11-11, 9-9. The number side could be anything. You get what I'm saying, Virgo? But at the end of the day, what you guys are starting to see is that they're just fuck the synchronies, fuck the numbers. Fuck what people think. Fuck what the algorithm is. Fuck what's being predicted. It's more so of what do I want? What do I want to see? And the more you start saying, no, I'm going to have that. The more you start saying, no, I'm going to be that. The more you start saying, no, I'm me. Baby, I'm me. So fuck you. You're not me. I know that ain't fair, but I don't care. I'm still a motherfucking cash money millionaire. So Virgo, that's the reference that I'm getting for you guys. The more you hone in on that, the more you start to humble all your motherfucking haters. But at the end of the day, when it comes back to the synchrony of things, I feel like, Virgo, you seeing past that. So when a synchrony comes in, it's a reminder. When a synchrony comes in, it ain't a distraction. When the synchrony comes in, I'm already a day above that. You got to get what I'm saying, Virgo. A lot of you guys have been so used to living in a moment, living in a stuck situation, that the moment that you get out of the box, you're gonna start seeing how far ahead you really have been in this game. And it's time for you to go ahead and pick back up. I wouldn't say pick the pieces up, Virgo, but you know, sometimes you gotta pull up your rope. Fuck it. I'm going home. Tell the world that I'm going home. Yeah, Virg, you're going home to a place where you belong. And what's so crazy is that, Virgo, home will accept you no matter where you are in life. That's why it's important for us not to get caught up in politics and what people say, because those people might tell you, oh, leave your child on the corner. Your child is on drugs, don't fuck with them. They may steal from you, even though your child ain't never exhibited that to you. Oh, they'll tell you, oh, leave your man, leave your wife. They did A, B, and C. Oh, these are the red flags. But you got to understand, home is where you have peace, where you're happy, where you're comfortable, where you can flourish, where you can grow. That's home. God can make a home out of any place for you. You can make a home for anybody, Virgo. You the plant that grows in the motherfucking crevice. We ain't talking about a rose from the concrete. We talking about leaves growing from the concrete. Virgo, don't nobody pay attention to the leaves, but somebody like you will see it. And this ain't no come up message. I didn't come on here expecting to go this way, but this is what it is. I could be ghetto, I could be whatever, but at the end of the day, I'm here. It caught your attention. Therefore, it's catching any ghetto girl in the world that needs to hear it. And that's all that matter. Because I'm going to tell you what's ghetto? What's ghetto? Ghetto is what you're doing. Ghetto is getting on the internet and typing things because you can't perceive a message that you choose to click on to. So if it was ghetto, I would suggest you go listen to something that sounds more educated. But there's some people that ain't ghetto, but people who can relate to what I'm saying. And we understand every bit of it, don't we? It's so crazy because they call it ghetto, but you see the most paid artists, the most paid athletes, I would say they come from the ghetto. Cardi B is ghetto. But it's 100,000 white people every day and they children singing them songs like they singing ABCs. So I don't have to address that comment, but I'm addressing it for other people in the room because it registers for everything that I say. When I say a nation, I mean a nation, because at this point, how life is being set up, if you ain't keeping up with the Joneses, you ghetto. If you live a comfortable life, that's ghetto. And baby, let you live in poverty, that's very much so ghetto. But you got people that's making thousands and millions of dollars on the internet acting a goddamn fool. You got people that's saying all kind of crazy shit and people accepting it just for the views and to have a small little comment, a relevant opinion, and then they feel, you know, validated from jumping in. But when those people go home, everybody got to live their real life. And some of y'all, they live in a life where it's more ghetto than anything that we ever knew. Some of these folks ain't living with no roaches. They not living with their lights cut off. They got an okay life. They got friends. They got things they can do. They got a job every day. But when I say their life is ghetto, it's ghetto. It's giving Jerry Springer and Mari. Thank you, Empress Precious. I appreciate that super chat. Beat me up. It's giving very much so Mari. It's giving very much so CSI. It's giving very much so Next 48. It's giving very much so Beverly Hills Housewife. It's giving like, yeah, we could watch a show, all right. But every day I see people winning off being ghetto. And then they convincing ghetto people to go and pretend to be like you living like the people that's already living a ghetto life. Make it make sense. So we don't know what ghetto is this day and time, because to me, being on earth is giving ghetto at this point. At this point, it's all giving ghetto. It's all ghetto. That's what I'm getting. That's what I'm giving. It's giving that if you ain't living a comfortable life, your life is real ghetto. And even that those that's living comfortable, child, it's ghetto. And I'm cool with it. Because I ain't got to pretend and fake to get nowhere that I want to be. I know when to put it on and put it off. But I also know that, baby, don't bring it up out of me, because you're going to get exactly what you're looking for, ghetto. We're like, yeah, y'all ain't seen ghetto. You ain't heard ghetto. But what I will say is that I understand that I'm relatable. And for those of you guys that don't relate, I might be irritating. But for those of you guys that I'm irritating, you're making a choice to participate in anything that I'm doing. So that speaks louder about your ghetto ass character than mine. I'm about to start labeling people as nigger with the ER at the end because that word represents being ignorant. So I ain't finna fight for people to say the word. What I'm about to start doing is titling ignorant people. I don't give a fuck what your color is. I ain't gonna say it with the A. I'm gonna start saying it with the ER. God damn it, because we sick of it. What I do know is that, Virgo, you are one of a kind, very special, very unique. That's what it's giving. It's giving very special, very unique, and very extraordinary. It's giving very bold, very intense, very speak with pride, very speak with your head up high, very I am one of a kind. That's what it's giving. Fuck a demure. Virgo, you are loud and you are here. Okay? A lot of people ain't never played demure in their life. They thought playing demure was gonna make them a wife. Okay? But anybody that's a real OG in this game, Virgo, you still ain't extinct yet. You on zebra time. You understand what time it is. You understand, no, poo-poo, this skin still costs. They mad about it. And it brings me to a good notion when I was thinking about lions today, which y'all know I love animals, but lions, because I see a lot of people talking about lions and tigers and cheetah print and shit. Yeah. But what God was giving me today, and he said, go to what you know to be true. Go to what you have studied. Go to what you have researched. Go what you can. If you went today and it had a contest for $50,000, you could stand proudly in line for it, right? And I started thinking about lions, and what he showed me was, remember how, because you always have a pride in the alpha, you know, the alpha or whatever. And I always speak about lioness and what they bring to the pride, right? But one thing about it is that when lions are not in a state of survival, right? When it's really hunting season and the seasons are right and they got, you know, buffalo or whatever, deer, not deer, but whatever animal rolling in, right? They're not really worried about the pride when it comes to the lioness. Okay, she's actually the one responsible of feeding them and doing whatever. The lion actually goes out and they're trying to, you know, pretty much conquer or do whatever the fuck they want to do. They're roaming. They're really roaming. Okay, so the crazy thing about it, what God was showing me, is that when those lions do return home to their prides, where they know that it's good, because after they roam as far as they do, they gotta roam back home, and every time they roam back home, they stopping at one place to another. You know what I'm saying? But where they get to their original land, if they pride is gone, it's gone. They keep it roaming. But a lot of them, they return when things have become sacred for them, okay, and sacredcy here, and they return back to that native land, okay, Virgo. When a lion returns there, now you got other lions that's roaming. They in the roam. Now these are more so lions that, you know, they young. They you know, they fathers are still ahead of the tribe and they sent out to roam. So when these lions come around, and it don't matter if they 10 years, 5 years, whatever years younger, when they come around, they coming around doing what they supposed to do. And so it automatically, now if that lion that was already, you know, out roaming, doing the same thing, that might been king already in they land, this lion may not, you know, had thought anything about it when they was roaming, but now that it is coming towards their land that they have to protect, it's not about protecting the land, it's more so protecting the breed, the seed, the territory, because they understand the lioness can create the land anywhere. But I have to understand that if you come over here and you take me down, my lioness is gonna do the same thing for the land. She's gonna protect her ground anywhere. It's no longer about me. It's just like when kings die and it goes over to their son, their grandpa, or whoever that they place next in line. That's who has to be respected. And for some of you guys, Virgo, that's what God was reminding me. This is like a one of those situations where it's a lion and a lioness, where both of you guys understand the territory, both of you guys understand the neighbor, both of you guys understand the rules of the game. It's no longer becoming chess and checkers. This is more so, this is my habitat, this is my environment, this is who I am by nature, by law. And when you cannot beat somebody by nature and law, man, you can't use no power tactic, mind game, whatever is meant by nature and law, it will be. And Virgo, when you guys start walking and moving in your prowess and that prowess energy, Virgo, some of you guys need to really hone in on that prowess energy, because I'm telling you, the way you ain't gotta say shit. The moment you slither and arch your back up, the moment your tail gets stiff, the moment that people see, the moment that people can sense it, I'm telling you, you gonna see a cattle motherfucking run in despair, okay? Disperse. I'm telling you, Virgo, this right here, I'm telling you, is that it's next level. What you doing, how you coming, it's next level. Out of the box. Out of the box. But it's on the same shit you've been standing on. Fuck around and find out. I'm telling you, Virgo, yeah. Peace. Be still. You about to have a lot of peace in your life. You done gave a lot of service for others to have peace in their life. And Virgo, I'm telling you, the way that this shit coming in for you, you've been waiting for a while, but you about to really have, it's more than what you even thought about. It's more than what you even dreamed about, because God is telling me right now, if I would have showed you and told you everything that you really was going to have, Virgo, you would have never got to the limit, because of how the standard that you hold yourself to, because you know what standard you being held to. Everybody not built like you. When I say, Virgo, bread from another cloth, man, you are bread from another cloud. A lot of people can mimic what they hear, man, but Virgo, this is shit that ain't nobody had to tell you. This is not shit that you had to read, but these are things that you have studied when it comes to the game. You have been through it, not one time, two times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 10 times. Virgo, 10 toes down. Every little piggy that went to the market, I'm telling you, 10 toes down. And you think that there won't be reward for it, it will be. I'm telling you, a lot of you guys have really paved the way. You standing on your ground. This ain't even standing on business. This standing on 10 toes, Virgo, chin up. On some real, man, I shouldn't even be here type shit. I feel it, Virgo, 110%. That's why, how can I make you an enemy? How can I hate on a Virgo? How can I beef with anybody? Because Virgo, we the 6 and it's 12, then shit, balance it on. But I feel it, Virg, and I'm going to speak on it. I'm going to keep on speaking on it from day 1 to day 100, day 365, day 1400. It is what it is. It is what it is. So I just feel like, Virg, you coming into a place in life where, yeah, everybody might have the same shit going on, but your shit just hit different, man. Why? Because it's from a place of freedom. It's from a place of I am who I said I am. It's from a place that it still have a cost on it, okay? It's from a place of happiness. It's from a place that I'm different. God made me unique. God gave me certain features. God did whatever, put me in certain environments. But at the end of the day, it taught me something. At the end of the day, I still had the ability to listen. At the end of the day, I still had the ability to be patient. At the end of the day, I still had the ability to have courage and run. At the end of the day, you know how to survive. You know how to get up out of a dream, Virgo. And a lot of you guys, a childhood dream you could have had very repetitively, but to go into this message that I'm getting for you guys is that, Virgo, that childhood dream that you had that's finally coming true, it wasn't a dream that somebody had to give to you. It was a dream you had happen, and you had to watch a lot of other people live your dream. You had to watch people cheat you and scheme talking you out of your dream. You had investors telling you no. You had friends and families and teachers telling you no. You had the life just going, making you feel like it was a no. But you still chase that dream. And as long as you chase that, it don't matter what comes in it. If it's your dream, it's your dream. If your dream was to be loved like a princess and you chase men for love, that's your dream. But you got to understand, Virgo, reward and consequence. So does your dream come with a consequence, or does your dream come with a reward? And when it comes with a reward, it's a childhood dream. When you the person that I'm speaking to. When you the person that I'm speaking to, Virgo. You get what I'm saying? A lot of people thought you were going to regret all these things that you have been through. There is no regret for you. And a lot of people thought that they could play on, you having regret, or you feeling bad, you feeling sorry. You not doing that no more. People cannot play on your doubt. You free from that. They can't play on your emotions. Every time you let somebody play with your emotions and you show it, it's not about showing it, but every time you let them play with your emotion to validate their character, you lose the game, Virgo. You get what I'm saying? But when you moving in love, emotion gonna come with it. When somebody love you, Virgo, adversity gonna come with it. Because I may love you, that don't mean that things ain't gonna come with your life. That don't mean that I could have $1 million and all the love for you in the world, but when you lose your child, or if you go through a hardship that I can't fix and money can't buy, I can't do nothing for you. I can have everything that you want in the world, but if you don't love me because you love bad boys, or you love big booty bitches, there is nothing that I could do for that. You get what I'm saying, Virgo? But a lot of you guys, you realizing what love stand on. I'ma love you through the thick, the thin, the anything before a title is ever put on it. And when you moving that way, that's when God recognize you. That's when the universe can recognize what you're trying to manifest, because you believing in something before it even happens, and that's when you powerful. You speaking on shit before it even happens, and powerful people know that it's gonna happen because they set it up for it to happen. And that's when you know that you are powerful. But when you start focusing more on what the negative and the people that's trying to go against you doing, rather than focusing on love and what you bring to the table and what you meant to do and being you, Virg, man, when you focusing on you and what you meant to do in the positive side of what God created you to do, even though it don't come with everything that you thought, you're gonna win at some point. And it's fucked up to say the good do come last. Good things do come to those who wait. But you rather be the person that wait to get it than the first person in line that's on the dummy mission. It's a front line for a reason, Virg. You in the back line, and it's because you are protected. And though you have a heart that wants to protect every soldier in line, every row in line, you got to understand that when you are who you are, a divine king, queen, God made, God chose this on you, you are really that, Virg. You got to understand there's many in the front that's going to come between you, and you can love them all you want. But that's the job. And when you understand your job, it get easier. It get easier to understand. That's why kings and queens and people that get into certain positions, they get desensitized. But that's exactly what's going on with people that watch social media every day. We get desensitized because I could be somebody living in A, B, and C, but I love watching baddies every day. So I'm being desensitized to crime. I'm being desensitized to thinking something is wrong. And that's why I said that it's an overstimulation for the brain. This ain't killing brain cells. It's overstimulating them. And when you overstimulate something, it fries itself out. And once something is fried out, then now I can control it. That's how the brain works. It's not like the heart. Have you guys noticed that? That's why you could be in complete vegetation state in the body, but in your heart still bumps. So if I have learned how to control your brain, that sends out all these different functions to your body and your mind, I can make your heart beat forever. Imagination is one of the best things God has blessed us with when it comes to our mind. Please believe that. Okay? The power to speak to things and to people without saying a word at all. The power to envision things without doing or saying nothing at all is one of the greatest things that God has left us. That's why you can see history of Egyptians leaving messages and carved somewhere. You get what I'm saying? You can see people who left different scribes and letters and places where it took somebody that was a novice, a beginner, whatever, but had to become an expert to find it in the game and present it. Even though you present something does not mean that you're going to get credit. Even though you present something doesn't mean it's going to be heard or seen. Sometimes you present something and it's the most deadliest thing that you can do. But the opening of it is the portal that you're making now. Because a lot of people want to shut the portal all the way down where we can't connect to God. We can't connect to this, connect to emotion, nothing. The more we can desensitize it, the more that we can have regulation and power over it. For those of you guys that are freedom speakers and freedom thinkers, make sure that you continue doing it out of the box. If those of you guys that aren't doing it and are in a real position to do the right thing, man, please believe that you're going to be wiped and washed away. For those of you guys that are doing it for all of the right reasons and you know what you do it for, but you fighting against people that's doing it the same thing that you doing but for different reasons, you need to understand, if you really do it for God, understand your brother and your sister. They do not have to look like you. Y'all don't have to speak the same. Y'all will have quarrels like brothers and sisters, but at the end of the day, the cause, it has to be one of a kind. It has to remain. There has to be something special about it. A lot of you guys are looking for love from somebody else, looking for validation from other people. But when you start exemplifying love within, it start making you see who really fucking hates you. And that's what you guys are going through. And that's okay. That's the growth of it. Once you start seeing that and scales are removed, you start being able to move outside of certain rooms. And Virgo, that comes with maturity. That doesn't mean just because I come out of one room, I ain't gonna get mad. Shit, if I didn't came out of 3 or 4 rooms and I didn't seen 3 or 4 snakes in my life that I held dear, I might be a little bit more angry. But it's the calm down. It's the I don't have a complex. It's the I'm tired of fighting battles. It's the surrendering to God before you ever surrender or retreat to man. And that is what you're going through. You realize what's important. Fuck showing people think you can't show emotion. Show your emotions. Show what's real, because that's what they show on reality TV. And these folks get paid $2,000 and some of them get paid $100,000 for somebody like us to sit back and watch and commentate on. And everybody's stuck in it. So Virgo, when you step out of the matrix, I'm telling you, you're going to have the whole world shaking. You're going to have a nation of people, crowds of people that's listening to you, but it's taking your leadership. And I know that some people don't understand why Virgo, why it had to be Virgo, but it has to be Virgo because you have always been able to ride I wouldn't say ride the fence, be the fence. You have always equally seen both sides. You know how to be a monster and a villain. You know how to tame the villain and you know how to tame the monster. You know how to get on your knees and be humble, but you also know how to rise like an eagle, like a phoenix, like who God created you to be. So some of you guys, this is all about leadership. And like I said, your leadership skills are impeccable. So therefore, it's going to take you to wherever you need to go. People think that you can only be a leader on social media. No, you got people that still becoming chief of surgeons. You got people that still becoming chief of nations. You got people that still becoming chief of the president. You got people that still becoming things that's relevant other than social media. So make sure that Virgo, it starts at home. If you teaching your children them same goals and foundations, if you leading your children to be different, let them be a mysterious kid at school. Don't teach them to fit in with the trends. When you see your kid falling off and doing them things, check them and remind them of being a leader, Virgo. Real friends remind each other of being leaders. And I'm not saying I'm going to put you down because of your flaws. What I'm saying is that I'm going to remind you of your leadership skills. I'm going to remind you of the best things of you, because as long as you can still tap into that and you're condemned of your wrongs, I ain't got to take you down there. I ain't got to put you down. I ain't got to bully on you. You're going to pick it up there from there right then and there, because real leaders understand constructive criticism. Real leaders understand which part is noise and which part, man, I need to listen to. Real leaders understand that, yeah, I might fight with you right now on everything that you telling me, but if you give it 2 days, depending on how you behave, I might go ahead and give you the flowers. But Virgo, what you realize is that you're not in a position anymore in your life where you looking for flowers. You don't need the handout of flowers. You're now the one that's giving out the flowers. You're now the one that's responsible for accrediting flowers. And people want the flowers from you. And when you don't give them flowers, they act out. If you don't give a hater no motion, they act out. But as soon as you give a hater some motion, guess what they try to do? Oh, you see? You see? Yeah, Virgo, you're starting to see you bigger than what you thought. You bigger than what they noticed. The dream was bigger than what God gave you. Your voice is bigger than is bigger than the motherfucking stereos. It's bigger. Everything is bigger with no mic, Virgo. It's like Texas. It's just bigger. Period. And it stand on real ground, real foundation. Ain't no coming rocking nothing up. Ain't no coming destroying everything. This like a forest, Virg. It's 100,000 trees you gonna have to destroy to get to me. You can't flood this area. It's a lot of mud here. It's a lot of dirt here. So at the end of the day, the water might go, but I'm going to tell you one thing, that sun going to come, everything dry up. Don't nothing last forever, Virgo. And you realizing that, and I'm telling y'all, stay stuck down. Don't let nothing tear you down. Don't let nobody convince you. If this is your dream person, the dream idea, the dream life, man, as long as it's something that it was God-given, you was born, raised, thoroughbred on it, you can have it, Virgo. Stop falling for somebody else's dream. Stop getting inspired by other people. Virgo, you got to inspire yourself. You got to motivate yourself. Because being motivated by beef can only get you so far. Being motivated by money can only get you so far. Virgo, you got to wrestle and tussle every day with demons, and that's okay. As long as you can admit that. I'm not perfect. I'm not trying to be. But I'm me, baby. I'm me. So who you? I know that ain't fair, and I don't care. I'm still a motherfucking cash money millionaire. And Virgo, when you say that, understand, it ain't always necessarily about you. You gonna live that dream. You gonna be that. Don't get me wrong. But understand the importance of paving the way for somebody else. Because when you do that, you forever, look, I work smarter, not harder. I ain't got to explain it. Those of you guys that get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. My final advice to Virgo here with the card is, it says you don't have to rebuild a relationship with everybody you have forgiven. You are hereby granted permission to forgive everyone, but still be super picky about every person you let into your inner circle. Go forth and prosper. Point blank, blank, Virgo. It says sometimes crushing it means asking others for help. Only fools or suckers think they can do it all on their own. Ask for help, then take the help. Let the other people be a part of your success. Don't be stingy about letting people share in whatever kick-assery you create. Every real baller has a crew. Also, you don't know everything. That's just a fact. And speaking of ballers, Virgo, the color gray could be significant, but I was also getting the color orange, because a lot of you guys, your loyalty could have you in a depressed place. Okay, Virgo? But what I was going to tell you, again, just coming from this card, is that speaking of ballers, is that, Virgo, one thing about a baller, I don't care, because a lot of these people be wanting to call people narcissists and this, that, and the other, but that's the same, life that they're trying to create and have, right? As the ballers do what they want, bosses do what they want. I don't know one person that come in a place of position, power, or money that's not doing what they want to do in life and treating people how they want to treat in life. And yeah, you might have some people that could be kinder and nicer, but it's not, I don't know a lot of people that really got it like that and don't put it in somebody's face. So all of that, oh, the loudest in the room, the brokest in the room, that's a lie. Well, the loudest in the room know how to pick the brokest in the room, the quietest in the room. The loudest in the room knows when to speak, and when they want to speak, they're going to make sure it's loud, clear, and heard. Okay, I keep getting that reference to this movie, What If? Okay, And if you the series What If on Netflix. In the beginning of the movie, it's about the woman that's a powerful mogul, right? And we really don't know her story, but yet she wrote a book, and billions and hundreds of thousands of people follow her story on how to become a power mogul. And she ended up going to a bar, meeting a girl and her husband at the right time, where the girl actually had a very brilliant idea, but people wouldn't invest in her because of the risk that may come with it. Now, the risk that may have come with it is that she could be bought off by bigger companies. Okay, so that therefore those bigger companies could just go recreate whatever she was doing for a cheaper price. Okay, but all she really needed was somebody that was going to invest in her at that time, and hopefully with the thought of being able to take off and do what her company was built off of, which was real genuine love and admiration, purpose, and her dream. So to make a long story short, she went in, she tried to seduce the husband, and she made her advances, but at the end of the day, the woman that was the investor, she was able, or she thought she was able, to pull all these strings and play all these games. And at the end of the day, awareness is a good thing. So for those of you guys that understand, when we talked about being ghetto, it's not just about ghetto, but awareness, street awareness, being aware of everything that goes outside of money or social media or whatever. You don't have to have millions of dollars to have street awareness, and you can have millions of dollars and still have that, because some people that get to millions of dollars started from having street awareness, which is ghetto. Okay, so at the end of the day, a lot of these people that have success, they, like I said earlier, they live very ghetto-ly. Okay, and they don't have people to go back and ask help for, because they have burned a lot of bridges. And unfortunately, Virgo, for you have a lot of bridges that people won't even burn or step over to communicate and talk to you about, but you build new bridges every single day. So you just keep it walking, you keep it moving. It's like a rainbow. You never know where you're gonna land, but the gold is always at the end. That is the message I have for you guys today. You either with it or you not. If you have something rude to say, I send it back to you. I hope that you can figure it out. I hope God give you whatever you're looking for in life. For those of you guys that love rah-rah, do not forget to hit the like button and help my video reach everybody that it needs to reach. For the super chat, thank you for that. If you want a personal reading, use the description box down below. If you happy in your life and you blessed in your life and you peaceful and you know it, clap your hands. And I will see you guys next time. Kudos. Love you. Bye-bye.